as I mentioned, every time we are feeling challenged, there is a stress response. And mild stress causes us to feel a bit restless and worry about things. And that is normal. But when somebody is stuck in a kind of a worrying phase where they find their mind is just not able to snap out of that worry, that is what we call as anxiety. It's like feeling trapped in a very anxious place. So anxiousness is about being trapped with a kind of fear where you're just not able to find relief from. Your mind is not able to find an answer. You feel your mind is going round and round in circles. And there are different levels of anxiety. Certain levels of anxiety, you feel your heart is beating faster. So it's a very physical experience where your mind is worrying in circles and it affects your breathing. Your breathing becomes shallow. Some people experience palpitations when this happens. Some people find it hard to focus when they feel really anxious. So it's an overwhelming stress response. That's what anxiety is about. Uh, when you mention about depression, depression is a bit different. It's depression is defined technically as a mood disorder. It's like because you've spent a time either in a very stressful situation for a long time, or you went through something very painful and you could not process the kind of pain or emotions that that situation brought you. Being unable to process your emotions makes us very careful, not wanting to try anything new, losing interest in everything. I just can't have another pain again in my life. So better not to try anything. So when you become overly protective, when the mind is like trying to protect you constantly and is not letting you out, then you start to lose confidence. Then we start to procrastinate. We start to lose interest. Energy levels drop, which is the beginning of what we call as depression. Most people go there for some time and then they pull themselves out by accepting things have happened, which is what we do in our processes. When people come with mild depression and things like that, the moment they accept, they process it, they find their emotions and their energy coming back, and their mood automatically lightens up because you learn not to be afraid of these experiences in life. So, and that's one of the things to become resilient. That's what we take people through. So we had a lot of talk. People talk about emotional well-being, but what's also important in Kamalaya, we focus on emotional resilience. We want people to learn to handle their tough situations and actually use the energy of those emotions to rise above them. Like an eagle, they usually give the example of an eagle. Sometimes when there's a storm, unlike other animals and birds that go in hiding, the eagle goes towards the storm and it uses the wind coming from the storm to rise about. So these emotions are a source of energy, and not being able to tap into your emotion and saying unpleasant stories to oneself and losing confidence is what depression is about. A burnout is, on the other hand, a very physical experience. It's because of prolonged stress or people who are doing excessive giving, like caregivers. People are constantly caring for other people's needs, but they have no priority for their own needs. People who have a tendency to make others happy and please others, they usually end up in a burnout situation because it's like, nobody ever gets pleased. You can please somebody, they become happy, but they always expect more. Especially in work situations, if you please people, they're happy, but they'll always expect more. They'll always give you more responsibility, isn't it? So when the bar keeps increasing and you're trying to meet the expectations of people around all the time, then you get into a phase where you completely drained yourself of all energy and you've lost motivation. And it's a very physical experience. It's like your mind is thinking normally, unlike a mood disorder. Your mind is still thinking normally, but your body is like, I'm on strike. I don't have any energy left for you to push me anymore because you didn't care about my needs. So I'm not going to work for you. So it's like the body on strike against the mind. So that's more about what a burnout is. So those are the different, yeah, differences, if you can say. So the anxiety is more about the future. Depression is more about, feeling defeated and going into a kind of a shell. Burnout is exhausting oneself because of the pressure of either dealing with something that is pressurized, where you're in a work situation, or it is sometimes too much giving that leads to a burnout.